So we have a little program here, and so I just called it program, right? And it only has one function, and that function is add. And add takes into parameters, so A and B. And then inside of that add function, we're really just doing one thing, which is to create this uh, addition, right? So we sum A plus B, and then when we want to print it, we would do something like this. So we'd say print sum. Now, printing the sum's good. And a lot of students do this. They get to this point and they click run, and nothing happens. And then they're a little bit confused, right? So what ends up happening is, well, we have to look, why didn't it run? And so remember, when we make a class definition, we didn't actually make any instances of that. And not only that, we didn't even tell it to do this add function. So we actually have to do two things, right? Number one is we have to make and create an instance of this prog class. And then we would actually have to tell that instance, so p1, that's the variable name. We have to say p1 dot add, and then give it the parameters it's asking for. So you can see in REPL, it's saying A and B. It's telling you that it's asking for two things. And so we can say, 3, 2. And so now I have my class definition, I have my program, and I have it not only creating an instance, but also giving it a function to run. I click run, and we get our 5. So a lot of times when we first start learning how to program, we make functions that print things. We've already seen return statements, so we're going to talk a little bit about how we switch from a print statement and the difference between that and a return statement, and some of the problems that students make kind of switching between the two. So one of the issues is that we want to be able to make this function return something instead of just printing it. So the first thing a lot of times students do is they do something like this. So they say, okay, I'm going to get rid of this print statement, and I'm going to switch it to a return statement. And so what returning does is return sends the value. So you can almost think of that functions become a bit of a find and replace. Every time we see in a main program that add function, Python will run that function and then interpret it as what the return value is. So basically this thing returns the value back. So it's just like an example where if you represent a program and you're picking up lunch for somebody, at some point you could do all this work and go through the steps of buying lunch, but at the end of the day, you have to return that food to whoever gave you the command to do it. So now when we run it, we'll see what happens. So a lot of times just students switch it from print to return. And when they run it, they get this happening, where they're like, wait, now it's not working at all. Okay, so when we look closely, we see that we've done the sum. We say return the sum. But when we look at our main program, we can see that we just said p1.add. So it went and did the addition, and it returned the addition. But Python didn't do anything with it, right? It just did it, right? So it's like doing work that nobody saw. So for us to see it, we can do it in 2 steps, and then we'll kind of make it 1. But in 2 steps, we might say something like some sort of variable that we assign that return. So this gets the value of running that function. It'll return the 5 and put it into that or assign it that answer variable. And then we could say, print answer. Oops. Now when we run it, we get our 5 again. So a lot of times students forget a couple things. So they forget either to make the instance or to run it, or run it in the right way. So when we have functions that return something and we want to see what they've done, one way is just to print them, but we have to make sure we actually print that answer. We could do it another way too. We don't have to make it into a variable. You can certainly do and just print it directly. So we can say, we can just go and print it by saying print. And inside our print brackets, we just give it that command. So again, Python looks to the inside brackets, just kind of like order of operations. It goes in, it sees this object function call, it goes and runs it, gets the return value and replaces it with that 5 in this case, and then prints it. And we can run it just fine. And then we can also make another one right below it and say p1.add. And kind of run a few commands. And as long as we follow that, we can kind of keep going there. Now, some of the other things that people find when they're talking about return statements is something where they print and have a return. And this happens usually because people are testing something and then forget later to get rid of this. But it looks something like this. So we'll go back to one function call, but I'll print the sum and return it as well. Okay, so print and then return. And the question is, well, what are we actually going to see on my screen now? Will I see just the 5? Will I see a 5 twice? What's going to happen? So sometimes we see this and we see, okay, yeah, the 2 5s because it prints the sum from inside this function. Then it returns the sum and gets printed again. So it's pretty clear we have 2 print statements. We end up with 2 things printed on the screen. What happens sometimes is when people are testing and they have both, and then they accidentally, or maybe on purpose, but they don't really fully get what they're doing, they take out that return statement. So they print it in here, and then they don't have the sum being returned out of the function. So the question is, what gets printed now? And that's a little bit of a harder question if you're new. And when we run it, we end up with this 5 none thing. And when we walk through it, we can see, well, when this function gets called here, it jumps inside of the class. It does the addition of 3 and 2 that were passed in as parameters. Then it assigns the addition into the sum variable. It prints it. That's the 5. Then what you don't see is there is a return none that happens here. So if you don't give a statement to return a value in this function, the default that Python does is it makes one up, and that's a none value, which is really Python's term for nothing. So basically this function prints, but then it returns a value of none by default. So when this one goes to run, this print statement here, it ran that function, the 5 got printed here just by doing its work. Then when this function finished and returned the none, this print statement printed the word none. So we see this quite a few times where students don't really understand, well, why am I seeing these nuns everywhere? And most of the time for students when they're learning how to program in Python, it's usually because of something like this, where they are printing a function that returns nothing, but it also maybe does the printing. But often when we look as why did that happen, it's because we're missing a return statement. So those are just a couple of things that you might trip you up when you're kind of switching between print statements and return statements.